So, just really wanted to show you how to trade the NFP or Non Farm Payroll successfully, just using one pair. So, using dollar CAD, and we'll quickly have a look at the charts a few days prior to the actual data being sent out. See here, we've got a level here of 153,700, which was a good support. Obviously, a lot of bad press of the states, according to Trump, over the last few days, made USCAD fall, going from 15700 support level all the way down to 134,700 level, which was yesterday evening or day before evening into the non-farm payroll announcement. So how to trade it? You've got a bit of consolidation in this area here down the bottom with 134,900 and 134,700. Any sort of pullback on the downside, you would normally see would level off, which it has done here on the support level of 134,700, and it would try and break out above any resistance of that consolidation period. So this was early morning on the 4th of January 19, which was the day the NFP got announced. However, throughout the morning session, the London session, it broke below this support level, carrying on its downward trend. This is a 15-minute candle, by the way, following its downward trend on this pair. Pull back a little bit up to here, we see all the white candlesticks, but again failed to break that new resistance level. That big spike there, if I zoom in a little bit, so quickly, so that big spike there was the announcement of the NFP, which was a lot better than anticipated. However, there's also some news for Canada which was positive, and the complete downward trend of the states across all pairs would say don't buy at those two resistance levels, wait for it to have some sort of back in and some volume behind it, otherwise it could just spike above it. Your buy order will trigger because the spread will be higher and it will just fall back down again. So always wait for some backing, a couple of candlesticks around that resistance level, and then 9 times out of 10 it will actually break it. However, on this occasion it didn't. So this support level here of 134,300 held for a couple of hours. The only time it tried to break out was through that news, which you would expect because non-farm payroll is quite popular among the markets. And bearing in mind, this is prior to the New York opening. So this is about 3 o'clock. So no, the actual time was 1:30 UK time. So that is, I think, 2 hours prior to the States opening. So you would expect to see more volume on a daily basis in the start of the States trading session. So as you can see here, this 34300 support level got broken in quite good fashion, and then it carried on to try and pull back again around here, and then this is sort of towards the end of the day where UK and Europe have ended, the sessions have ended, and it's basically all the sellers now cashing out and selling up, and it ended on the level you see here at 133,730. So if we zoom out a little bit, you can see it in more detail. So consolidation, always wait for some feedback on each level. As you can see here, this was sort of a no-brainer sell here, because it tested the resistance level 3 times, didn't get anywhere near it, and it just fell out of its arse basically, going into the new day. And then it pulled back a little bit, coming back into the news, and then it finally broke through the resistance 1. We use R1 and R2 when we analyse our markets. Once it hits resistance level 1, keep an eye on it. Any more movement up to the 134,900 level, you would expect to buy it. But because it literally just touched resistance 1, you would leave it and hold it and look for any sort of downward movement, which it has done, and it finally broke through the support level just here. So that was dollar CAD. It works all the same with all other pairs to do with the States. If we go to pound dollar, you can see the movement here. So these are all 15-minute charts. This actually was around when the NFP got announced, so it was good news for the States. But again, with all the bad press with Trump, the dollar index is just sort of falling out of its arse at the moment. So here, this was the this was the announcement of Apple saying they blames Japan, they blamed Asia for their poor Q4 sales, and this spike was across the board. It actually took me by surprise, because I was actually in a buy. On this one, which I cashed out, but then it sort of started to pull back a bit. Using this, if I do a quick line here, you can use this level here. Always try and use whole numbers if you can, but 261 level here, you can use that as good resistance. On more short term, you can actually use as a resistance. If you want to do resistance 1 and resistance 2 on any pullback, you could probably use this level here as resistance 1, and then the other one is resistance 2. And as you can see here, it hasn't actually tested that R2 part for a while, so you can now use that as support. So that's sort of brief NFP trading. It is very volatile. We don't tell you what to trade, we help you trade and give you levels to watch out for. So if you want, keep an eye out for any more videos, and check out our website, the forexinitiative.com, and Facebook at the FX Initiative. Cheers.